Hey, what's up? This is Martine Cleves, and you're watching PressPassTV.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Artsis. Welcome to PressPassTV.com. Thanks for joining us. Butch Beard was an NBA All-Star, won the NBA championship, and played for the Knicks and Golden State. He then went on to coach for the Knicks and Nets before moving to the college ranks. But where is Butch Beard now? Well, you're about to find out as you hang out with the guy and go behind the scenes. Francesca Iacovangelo brings you there.
It was my first trip to New York City, my sophomore year. It was done at the Empire State Building. And not only was it my first trip to the Big Apple, it was my first plane ride.
That was 1966 when Butch Beard was an All-American guard at Louisville.
My recruiting trip at U of L, and that's Wes Unseld. He doesn't look that small anymore, and neither do I. Yeah, we played against each other for the state title in high school. Made All-American my junior and senior year. The best one happens to be this one, which is against Drake my senior year. Drake went to the NCAA tournament, but we had a big fight. Actually, right after that, we had a big fight right after that scramble for that loose ball. That was funny. I was not involved in it.
Since then, he's logged thousands of airline miles through an NBA career that spanned 9 seasons, including a championship with the 1975 Golden State Warriors.
That's my championship ring. That's NCAA ring when I took, when Howard University went to the NCAA tournament in '91. That's an all-star ring, NBA all-star ring in '72. These are Missouri Valley Conference stuff when I made all Missouri Valley Conference. And so were those. And every ring has something special on it, okay? For us at Golden State, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, it's my name, my number, and how we went through the championship. It's a slogan that we had, which was togetherness. So that's there on that side. And of course, here in 1975, when we won the championship, it was, I think, one of the biggest upsets in professional sports.
Now, who else was on your team? I mean, that anybody would know as opposed to the Bullets?
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. The Bullets had Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld, Phil Chenier, Mike Reardon. So those sport fans remember them. We had our one superstar, and everybody else knew their roles, and we were fortunate enough to win an NBA title. We had Jeff Mullins and George Johnson. Nobody knows, that's what I'm saying.
But some of his fondest memories are of the Big Apple.
That was a wild group right there. And the best one probably was Clyde. So one day, after practice, he gives me a ride in that big old Bentley, and we used to practice down at Pace College downtown, back to my apartment up on the east side. Now, I understood how big Clyde was, okay? But I didn't know he was this big. And I'd been in the neighborhood, for about 6, 7, 8 months. And nobody really knew me. Pulls up in front of this fruit stand. And I get out to, get some fruit. I'm 2 blocks away from the house. I used to go in there all the time. And he walks in, and I'm telling you, I've never seen so many women come out of nowhere to be around him. And the owner, oh, number 10, we're blessed with number 10. Hey, everybody, this is number 10. So Clyde turns around, he says, I'm never coming to your neighborhood again because, he always liked, his privacy. And then I used to tell him, well, what's wrong with number 9? Because number 9 is not so bad. The owner said, who's number 9? Me. I give you money every 2 weeks, So from that day on, when I walked in, guess who I was? Number 9. But I wonder if they know who that guy is.
Hey.
That's probably the most tamed he's ever been in his life, because if he had to have practice, there's all kind of stories about Phil Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And most of them were true. He hurt you more in practice than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Claimed he didn't know what he was doing, but, that's it.
Butch has coached in both college and in the NBA, but he calls his Knicks coach his greatest influence.
Red Holzman. The reason why I'm in the coaching profession.
Really?
My first time with the Knicks when they picked me up went to practice, and then we looked at the film. I left my contact lens case down in the locker room, so I told Clyde to tell Red I got to go get them. So I went to get my contact lenses and came back, and everybody's sitting there laughing because I was late. And Red would not show the tape, the film, until I gave him $5 for being late. You know, and from that time on, I told him he'll never get any more money from me, which he didn't. But he taught me a lesson about being on time. And it didn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter who, if it was Clyde, Earl, it didn't matter. He finds you. Red was the best that I've ever been around on treating everybody fairly.
Right now, Butch is far from the sidelines. He spends his days in the gym rehabbing from hip replacement surgery.
This is where I come and do my thing. This is part of my cardio. What this does is it's breaking up the scar tissue on my hip. I do 45 minutes on this now, and then I ride the bike as well. I go from there to doing my exercises, which is really learning how to try to walk again. Just trying to get more flexibility. I'm so much farther along this week than I was last week. Just that simple.
And he's busy starting his own moving service.
When they move you from point A to point B, when you go to point B, all you got to do, give us 3 days and walk through the door, everything's done.
Nice.
Your place is done. I mean,
Something he knows a lot about.
move 15 times. 15 times. Yes, I do have a lot.
But given the chance, he says he'll return to what he loves most.
When you have that itch, until that itch goes away, you will try to find a way to get back into something that you love. I love coaching. I love coaching. I love coaching because I've been fortunate enough to coach at both levels. I love coaching young people. I think you get a little bit more out of it in college because you can pretty much start a young kid on his way to figuring out what he's going to do with himself. And there have been guys that said, I'm a little crazy, but, it's worked out.
With Butch Beard, I'm Francesca Iacovangelo for PressPassTV.com.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that segment. Thanks for joining us here at PressPassTV.com. We hope you come back real soon. For the entire PressPassTV.com team, I'm Michael Artsis saying so long, be terrific.